All right, we're here at I just messed up again, the Champion City Comic-Con in Springfield, Ohio.
What's up,
Hey.
Springfield?
And I'm here with Victor Dandridge and Mike Watson of the indie series Hot Shots. And I got to tell you, first off, I am a fan. I did read it and I liked it. I'll start with you, Victor.
Okay.
Give us the basic thing for Hot Shots. What's it about and how'd you come up with it?
Man, okay, I'll be honest, I did not come up with it. This is Mike's baby, and he was gracious enough to let me play with her.
Wait, Mike. Mike, then. What the concept of Hot Shots? How'd you come about with that?
Came up with it back in high school. Me and my friends, I went to an all-art high school, so we were always drawing comics, and we just decided to draw ourselves in comics. We had this little team called Youth Force. I know it's already created, but we were in high school. Leave us alone. It was called Youth Force. Leave us alone. Yes.
I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing about this.
So we all had characters of each other, but I was always the one drawing it. And then like my friends like died off. They didn't want to draw it anymore, and I kept drawing it. So when I got to college, I perfected it and kept working on it. And I'm a dork. I've always wanted to be a superhero, and what better genre to put myself in than a comic book.
So then, if it was your baby, how did Victor come into the scene?
Victor came into the scene pulling teeth. Anyone can attest that I was very, like, it was in my heart. Didn't want anyone to see it. I just said, yeah, I'm making a book called Hot Shot. Well, where is it? In my room. But
He's not lying. He's not.
I was in charge of the comic book group at Columbus College of Art and Design, and I met Victor my sophomore year, which would have been his freshman year. And I come in the room, and this kid with these dreadlocks is just all over the place talking about all these epic ideas about comics and what he wants to do and all this stuff. And I'm like, who's this guy on my turf, man? This is my campus. What's going on here? And then we ended up talking and just shooting the breeze, and like we had a lot of stuff in common with comics and stuff. And he slowly edged his way in there and finally gave me a how to write comic script, but he did it with Hot Shot. And so I was like, yeah, I appreciate the one-up. I know I'm not the best writer. I can acknowledge my faults, but yeah, you just gave me your resume. You about to write the book.
So basically then you did this. What was wrong with it? Ran with it. Put your own spin on it. And then it went from there.
Yeah, basically what happened was we kind of had like a love for it, and in working on that part, I mean, I really did fall in love with it, and I could really see a lot of things that Mike wanted to bring about, and writing wise, he wasn't quite hitting it, but I could see it, and because I could see it so well, and I thought that I could, go ahead and pull that out, I throw in my 2 cents to try to help him get there, and apparently I did it very, very well, where he was like, hey, why don't you just go ahead and run with it? So it's kind of funny though, when you ask the two of us what the book is about, we both have like really varying answers, because like his is a very personal one, and mine is, I get like to step back and see things just because our experience with the book is so different. But it's fantastic to have such a wide range of what the book means. That's amazing to us. So it always creates a creative synergy, to feed off of. So
there's you premiered issue 0. I mean, as far as the work, and then what issue are you up to now?
Let's see. Issue 4 will be out in November.
Issue 0 comes out at the end of this month. It will
Right.
be available at Mid Ohio Con. We'll have some pages for issue 4 to premiere there to show off. And then issue 5 comes out in January, which is the end of the first story.
Laid out by
yes.
It's nice. It's real nice.
Yeah. And issue 5 is the conclusion to the first story arc, and it is a slobber knocker.
Ooh, man.
Double page issue, 33 pages. Some people have been catching on. We threw people in the mix with the first 2 issues, and they're like, what's going on? I mean, I like it, but I'm confused. Like, what's his powers? Like, what's he doing? I'm like, you're supposed to be confused. Right. So you get the next 2 issues. The next 2 issues, we slow down the pace a little bit. We're introducing characters. We're getting some backstory. We want to, it's not just an action book.
Right.
We want you to care about the characters and realize that, like, it is just as much of it is about Hot Shot. It's about his personal life and all the people that are in his life as well. But we are going to pick it back up with the 5th issue. I'm kind of like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little intimidated by the 5th issue because we got a lot of stuff going on in it.
So is it safe to say then that right now in the near future, everything's about Hot Shots right now?
I would say that there's a vast majority of it that's about Hot Shot, but we're always trying to expand what Freestyle Comics is going to be. So I think that, one of the benefits of having the bi-monthly, setup is that we can kind of work on some other things and get some other things started, in the meantime, so that way when we come out with a book, it doesn't have to be strictly Hot Shot, but it is going to be all Freestyle Comics. So, if that means, Black Ops, which is coming soon, we'll throw something like that in there, a quick little splash of something, or maybe a note here, a note there, but just something to kind of get the Freestyle Comics brand to grow. We're trying to make it not just as homegrown guys that just want to do their own book, but we kind of have a lot of ideas that we think in terms of being an independent, who knows what we can do. There's no real rule on how far we can go. We don't have to have one book or anything of the sort, so we try to take that and expand it. So that's what we're looking to do.
Well,
Open up the doors all the time. Like I always plug it. Like, get in contact with us. We were making books. We got another book. Right.
Yeah.
I got another book that I'm working on called Emerald Quest. I got an artist and writer on that. The artist is phenomenal, David Brain. Dave is killing it. I can't wait to
give that man a pencil, pen, crayon.
he'll do it. He'll do it to you. He'll hurt your feelings. But we still need a colorist for the book. I'm on DeviantArt. We got the blog site Victor's on DeviantArt as well, and we do the artist roll call. But that DeviantArt fame is hard to get. It's hard to get DeviantArt famous. So 5,000 watts is on DeviantArt. Hit my page. I draw. And we try to help other people out. We want to grow, and we realize that we can't do it by ourselves. We want to open up the doors. Like, my basement at home has been turned into a studio. We got 3 computers.
No one to fill it.
Yeah,
Right.
3 computers, 2 drawing tables, loads of reference comic books. We got everything down there to do a studio. 11 by 17 flatbed scanner. We have our own in-house printer called Evo. They print our books.
We have.
Right, and we're just like, we need a team. Like, we need to find people like Victor and I and David Brame and other people that we have on our team that are inspired by comics and want to just do them. Like, do you know how intimidating that, in a good way, that is going to be if we come in and we're Freestyle Comics. We got 4 books out. We got 7 artists. We got 2 colorists.
It's hard because they expect a high level of commitment that they may not be willing to give.
Right. And we're not saying that you got to put a book out every month. We put Hot Shot out every other month.
Right.
And the other book, Emerald Quest, we're probably going to do that every other month too. We're not saying you got to have an ongoing book. We have stories, and if you want to bring your stories too, we can take those. But we're trying to build it up. Like, if we have a whole team and we go to cons and our presence is felt, then people will be like, oh, those Freestyle Comics kids ain't playing.
Right.
Like, this is real. This ain't a game. You know what I'm saying? And so 5,000 watts is on DeviantArt blogspot.
All right, before I let you guys go, one more question though. What do you guys think of the first convention in Springfield in 20 years? You think it's been all right?
I gotta admit, this shows a lot of promise. I think that overtly the next coming years are gonna do a lot of beautiful things for over here, especially if we keep it in this site. I really like the campus. Everything's spaced out really nicely, and you got like this really nice mix of people, man. Like, I really dig this. I was on my first panel, that right there, like, I wanted to call my mom and be like, Mommy, I think I kind of made it. I don't know, but I mean, I'm just gonna say that. This was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Mike?
I mean, I'm having a blast. It was my first panel here, and I was on my cell phone Twittering right there, let them know what I was doing. I think, just like Victor said, the setup here is fantastic. The upstairs, the downstairs, the way they have everything laid out. There weren't a lot of people here, but it was the first convention here in 20 years. You can't expect that big of a turnout.
Starting point.
Yeah, starting point, because it's your first con. But like everyone that's been here, I didn't see nobody with no sad faces. Everyone had a good time. So, and the best way to build up a con is by word of mouth. So this time next year, you're gonna have double what you had. And I'm looking forward to coming here. Like, by then we'll have like 7 or 8 issues out. Actually we'll be on 10 probably.
I agree with that.
Yeah. We do all types.
And then you're gonna find your guy for your studio because of this interview right here.
If not,
We're taking all applications.
Something.
Now,
Yes, you right there, you.
person watching this.
Email. If you don't email, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna write you something that's gonna be serious. I'm gonna write you a terse letter.
We're not one of those independent publishers where we say, hey, we want you to do some work for us and we're not gonna pay you. We'll pay you. Now, we ain't talking big bucks now. Let's be
Not yet.
Indie.
Indiana Jones though, not Dr. Jones.
Right.
That's not how we doing that.
Well, I can't say you can never have a bad conversation with these two. For Victor and Mike, I'd like to thank these guys for being here. Thanks for doing the interview. And one more thing, Hot Shots, buy it. And just remember one thing, he is not Blue Beetle.
That's right.
He's not Blue Beetle.
Thanks a lot, guys.